Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user BlueJokerX. Am I the a-hole for saying that if my parents have another baby, I will have nothing to do with it? I know the title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 17 female, have had a rocky relationship with my parents since my siblings, 10 male, 7 male, 3 female, and 9 months male, were born. I was an accident baby when my parents were teenagers, and they have told me in arguments that I ruined their lives. However, this is not what this post is about. My parents are notorious workaholics and constantly accuse one another of cheating. It's stressful for everyone in the house, young ones included. All of my siblings have had paternity tests. Because they work so often though, it means I am often left, for sometimes 48 hours, to care for my siblings alone. This has gotten so bad that the 9-month-old and 3-year-old sometimes cry for me instead of our actual mother. I cook for them, make sure they get to school on time and do their homework. I clean and play with them. The 10-year-old invites me to his football games. I don't get time to do anything for myself. Well, last week, I and my parents were arguing again. They want another baby to bring them closer together. I was furious and straight up told them that they didn't look after the kids they already had, and I'd just end up having to look after another one. I told them that if they have another baby, I want nothing to do with it, and they will be all on their own. They called me an a-hole and said I was trying to ruin their marriage and their careers. I spoke to my grandma about it, and while she sympathizes with my situation, she says I should be supportive of my parents trying to fix their marriage. She told me it was my duty as the oldest sibling to care for my younger ones, and that I was being kind of an a-hole and should apologize to my parents, but I still don't think I am. I could be the a-hole because my parents do actually have really important jobs, and we've never been hard for money. Me watching my siblings so they don't have to pay for childcare helps a lot, and I do want my parents to fix their marriage, just not by having another baby that I'll be caring for. So here I ask, Reddit, am I the a-hole? Well, OP, it's pretty easy to see and say that no, you are not the a-hole at all in this situation. This is what's called parentification. I also believe that your grandmother is absolutely wrong. Yes, one thing is to care for your siblings as an older sibling, that they don't get into trouble or get hurt. But your parents want you to raise their kids and that you are trying to ruin their marriage and their careers. You can tell them to get bent and go F themselves. Because for people with awesome careers, I would assume they're smart, but apparently they're a couple of idiots if they think that having a baby is going to save their marriage. OP, unfortunately, you cannot make your parents not have a baby. But what you can do is look after yourself. You're 17. As soon as you turn 18, you need to bolt. And of course, you always have the option to call CPS to help your siblings. Now, of course, I could definitely understand that that last option could be a scary one because it would effectively tear your family apart. But what do you guys think about this situation? What is your judgment, or what would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Snow Arctica says, not the a-hole. This is a form of abuse. Also, having another kid isn't going to fix their marriage, especially if they blame you for their marriage problems. Move out of there as soon as you can. And OP responds, I want to, but I'm worried about my siblings if I do. I genuinely don't think I could leave them on their own, and I don't want to force the responsibility I currently have onto my younger brother. It's just an awful situation, to be honest. Link Mid says, not the a-hole. Find another adult to talk to, another grandparent, aunt, uncle, someone else. You are the kid, they are the parents. They should be doing the parenting. And OP responds, I have been speaking to my aunt, father's sister, about this for a few years now, and she has offered me a home at hers, but then I worry that all my responsibilities will fall to my 10-year-old brother, and I just couldn't do that to him. Harry Stanley says, not the a-hole. Also, babies are not for fixing relationships. They are people, small ones that require lots of attention and work. Another sibling won't fix your parents' relationship. Also, get out as soon as you can. Your parents and grandparents are selfish and do not have your best interests at heart. Opie's edit. We do have a nanny come in 9 to 4 for the 9-month-old while I'm in college, but that'll probably stop when he starts school. Opie's edit 2. After all your comments, I have spoken to my aunt in detail about the whole situation, and she is horrified. She's my dad's older sister and has unfortunately never been able to have kids. She's the closest thing I've ever had to an actual parent though. She told me that I need to talk to my parents about this, and she'll stay with me while I do it. I messaged them that we need to have this talk tomorrow and it's non-negotiable. If they don't turn up, I'm calling CPS next time they leave me alone with my siblings. Simple as that. They're annoyed, but have agreed to come. I'll keep everyone updated. Edit 3. So, we have spoken. My aunt was with me the entire time and I couldn't be more grateful for her support. I told my parents that they need to grow up, basically. I told them pretty much what you had all been saying and said that they had until I was 18 to build a proper relationship with my younger siblings, a good 10 months, and find a more suitable situation for while they're at work, otherwise I'm calling CPS. My aunt even offered to have them live with her. She's a freaking saint. I told them that I no longer wanted a relationship with them, however, and I would be moving in with my aunt within the next month, but I will be coming over all the time and my younger brother, 10-year-old, will receive my old phone to keep in contact with me while I'm not there. My aunt only lives a 45-minute walk away, so it won't be too bad, and she will drive me there in a rush if needed. My parents were furious with me, said I was ungrateful and that I don't love my siblings. I told them that I was doing this because I loved my siblings and I wanted them to be better parents for them, and I had to leave for that to happen. I've also spoken to my siblings who are also upset with me, but 10-year-old understands and the younger ones know they'll see me pretty much every day. My parents have threatened to have my aunt arrested as I'd be moving in with her underage and without their consent. But I told them I'd show the police every single piece of evidence I've collected over the years, and then they'd lose all their kids. Overall, it didn't end well, but it needed to happen. Maybe I'll update again in a month or so, but for now, this is goodbye. Thank you everyone for all the responses and advice. I appreciate every single one of you. Smiley face. Alright, OP, that must have been some conversation you've had. Anyways, of course you know there's an update, so let's move on with that now. So, since my first post, things have been chaotic. I moved in with my aunt and have had the opportunity to be an actual teenager for once in my life. She's been letting me go out with friends, cooks the majority of the home meals, is my shoulder to cry on, but unfortunately, things haven't been all good. About 2 weeks or so after I moved in with my aunt, my mom showed up at the door with all 4 siblings in tow. She looked a mess, if I'm being honest, and my mother has always been a very put-together woman, so I was kind of worried. She said she'd tried, but she couldn't do it. She wasn't cut out to be a mother. She begged for me to come back. The kids also looked miserable. The 7 male and 3 female were clinging to me. The baby was crying and the 10-month-old was just silent. He's usually a huge chatterbox. I told her I was not coming back, but my aunt repeated her offer to take in all of us on the condition that they had no more children. My aunt is a very well-paid woman who's always wanted children but wasn't able to have them biologically and felt like we were close enough to her anyways. She has a fairly large house already but has said she'd move if need be. My mom just broke down. She said she didn't want to give any of us up, but she just couldn't be who we needed her to be. She admitted that she and my dad were considering a divorce, and I encouraged her to seek some professional help. In the meantime, my siblings are staying with us. We collected the majority of their belongings, and my aunt has hired a nanny to be with us when she can't be. My father has gone no contact, and the last we heard, my mom was seeking therapy and having supervised visits with my younger siblings. Despite her trying now, I just cannot forget all those years I lost because she wasn't cut out to be a mom. I can't get over how many times I broke down over how stressed I was. I still love her, but I can't let her be my mom now when she wasn't when I needed her most. So, not all sunshine and rainbows, but some progress was made. Thank you everyone for all the advice and support. I am also in therapy thanks to my aunt and beginning my own healing process. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Well, OP, it sucks that your parents needed to have 4 or 5 kids to realize they weren't cut to be parents. At least your mom is trying, but your dad is still a tool. Of course, your aunt sounds awesome, so hopefully she will be able to give you and your siblings the parental figure that you guys need. All the best to you all, OP, and take care. Thanks for sharing, and now let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice, and it's by user Broken PS4 Broken Soul. 28 male. My girlfriend, 26 female, broke my PS4 and doesn't understand why I'm so upset. I don't really know where to go from here. So, some background. During quarantine, I've been playing my PS4 games a lot more. I was able to finish up some stories and complete some big games in my free time the last few months. It was a great escape for me. My girlfriend, Liz, never got it fully but understood I liked playing it and it made me happy. I told her I was really looking forward to the PS5 and was hoping to get one soon. I missed out on the pre-order and initial shipping wave, so I got a bit sad for a while, but knew I would eventually get one when the craze settled down, whether it was next year or the year after. Her friend Kat also knew of this because her boyfriend was looking forward to the new Xbox. This is what happened today. This is when crap got bad. I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, finishing up some last achievements, when Liz came into the room with Kat. I said, "Hey babe, how was your day?" And without warning, she pulled the PS4 out of the wall and smashed it on the ground. She then took a hammer and smashed whatever pieces were left. This happened within 20 to 30 seconds. I just looked at her shocked. I asked, "What happened? Why did you do that? Did I do something to make you mad?" This was when I noticed Kat was recording everything with her phone. Liz walks away and then comes back and shows me a PS5 box. I still don't react and she says, "Merry early Christmas." I just walk out of the room and go to the bedroom and lock the door. Liz comes knocking an hour later and asks, "What's wrong? I thought you wanted the PS5. I told her I couldn't even think about that because she literally just destroyed a part of my life that I've created over the last 5 years. I explained to her that she just ruined hundreds of hours of gameplay and saves that I had built up. Liz just said, "Well, can't you just do it again?" This is when I walked out and left the apartment. I came back a couple of hours later with Kat and Liz now both showing off the PS5 to me. Kat says, "Look, Liz worked really hard to get you this. We just wanted to make you happy." I asked Kat why she was recording. She says that somebody on TikTok or Instagram did the same thing to their boyfriend and they were happy. Apparently, that's where they got the idea from. A girlfriend came in and broke the PS4, then gave them a PS5 and everyone cheered or something. I still can't believe it. Did they want to make a video in that spirit with me as the guy? I told Kat a lot of my life was in that PS4 and now it's all gone. Side note, yes, I know, I should have backed it up on the cloud. I did for some of my games, but a lot of them I just kept on the PS4. I had hundreds of hours from The Witcher 3, Kingdom Hearts games, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, The Last of Us, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry games. Many of these titles were fully completed or close to that point. Most of them are now lost. Now, Kat is calling me ungrateful and her boyfriend liked the Xbox she gave him. I asked her if she destroyed his old Xbox. She said no, and that she just gave it to him gift wrapped last week. I asked why wasn't I given the same treatment, and it was because they saw the video yesterday and got the idea to recreate it. I told Liz I do appreciate the gift, but that she needs to know she broke a part of me that has been built over the years. It sounds stupid, but I really was proud of my collection. Liz then says, "Well, why can't you just do it on the new PlayStation?" I told her I could, but it would take a lot of time and effort that I may not want to put in again. She just brushed it off and said, "Well, you can play your new games anyway. They are probably better." At this point, I left and went to a friend's house where I'm writing this now late at night. I don't know what to do at this point. I really don't care about the PS5 and I'm mad that a effing viral video made this all happen. What the F is wrong with people where they think destroying someone's personal property is funny? They tried showing me the video, but I'm not watching that crap. Liz and I had a great relationship to this point. We have been together for 4 years, and this is the only major issue that has come up. Some might think it's just a video game, or that I can get past this, but I don't know if I can. It wasn't just that she did it. It was the fact that after, she didn't seem to know why or care to know why I'm so upset. I've never had this feeling before, and I really don't know how to proceed here. Wow, OP, that totally sucks. Some people are just video game challenged and they don't understand the amount of effort that goes into building what you built. And to have it destroyed between 20 and 30 seconds just because of a TikTok video, yeah, that would anger anybody. Now, I absolutely agree with what you were saying, OP, that it's not so much about the video game itself, or the console itself, but the fact that she brushed your feelings aside after it. That, she just said, hey, you can do it again, or you can try it on a better one. And it's not really about that, it's about the disrespect and the disregard. OP, if I was in your shoes, I would have a serious conversation with your girlfriend and make sure that she understands what she did and how she hurt you. And if she doesn't, or she doesn't want to, well, then maybe you need to have a more serious conversation. And what do you guys think, or what would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say. I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? Said, when I read the whole post, I needed to check the ages again. For 1 second, I thought she was 14. This is not acceptable for a grown woman. Not only did she destroy hundreds of hours of your time, what she doesn't seem to understand, but also destroyed something that is still worth a couple $100. Why in the world did she think this was a smart move? As a 27-year-old woman myself, this seems ridiculously immature, inconsiderate, and just outright mean. If she still doesn't get it, ask her if she would be happy with a new phone after you slammed her old one full of messages and pictures she didn't back up. Maybe this is a metaphor she'll understand. Spider Baby in a Pram says, I'm not sure there's any way of coming back from this. At the very least, how could you respect her intelligence or personality after doing something so monumentally stupid, copied from an effing TikTok? The thought of it makes me feel seething rage, and I'm not even involved, so God knows what you must be feeling. And she's 26, wow. Tell her to imagine it was any other hobby. Would she completely destroy an old beat up vintage car you'd fixed up when she bought you a new one? Of course not, as that would be psychotic. Superflee says, I think we can both agree that she thought she got you something that was the same exact thing, but just new and better. She did not realize the uniqueness and the sentimentality that you had for your PS4. Not having the saves does not invalidate your completions. Not being able to finish some of them is a huge drag though. None of the above invalidates your feeling upset. Her feeling defensive when she thought she was doing something purely good is also a natural feeling for her to have. Cooling off seems like the best next step. Then trying again to communicate why you're upset. On a side note, if this is the only major thing to happen in 4 years, then please weigh that. Hundreds of hours with someone you deeply enjoy and hopefully you both encourage and make each other better versus hundreds of hours that were for your own entertainment. You could have had both, yes, and it sucks that you don't. But now, the question is, do you reconcile and grow together, or call this the line that can't be crossed and move on? You need to think of an analogy she'll understand. Buying her a nice camera, but destroying the old one with all the memory cards gone. Anything where sentiment and work are put in increases value. Well, the community gave their fair points of view regarding the situation, and I think they're gonna help OP, because, it's very mixed. But of course, if you want to find out how this story ends, then just stick with me because the update is coming up right now. Well, it's been a hellish couple of weeks. First of all, I appreciate all the support. I didn't get to respond to many people because my life has been a whirlwind the last couple of weeks. It took a lot of time thinking and talking with my friends and family about what has happened and where to go from here. I tried saving the hard drive from the PS4 through my buddy who is more tech savvy than I. We had no luck in that regard. All the stuff is lost forever. The PS5 has been at our place since the incident, but I have no interest in that right now. I didn't go back to the apartment for a week. I finally told Liz we needed to sit down and have a discussion about everything. It was a long conversation with a lot of tears on both ends. I won't go into exact details, but I explained to her how her actions affected me. The comparison some told me to tell her about me smashing her phone or laptop in the same manner really hit her. At that moment, she understood, I think. I once again asked why she recorded it. She said she wanted to capture the moment of my happiness. It wasn't about Instagram or TikTok cloud or whatever. She thought I would be ecstatic and wanted to have that moment captured forever. I told her I understood that. Finally, I told her the truth. I told her I couldn't trust her anymore after this. She destroyed something dear to me. I broke up with her. Maybe it is irrational and maybe I'm overreacting. I think after the conversation with my parents, friends, and here, I realized that I can't love someone who doesn't empathize with me enough to know that breaking that PS4 was a bad move. This incident should have never happened if she knew how much I cared for this, especially during a year rough as this. I told her that I'm moving out of the apartment to live with my parents for a bit. I said that I'm breaking the lease in March, so she has until then to find a new place. She was upset, but I stood my ground. So, I spent Christmas with my parents, and while a little sad, I think it's for the best. She has tried to reach out, but I told her unless it was about stuff about the apartment, then I don't want to talk to her right now. As for me, I think I'm done with gaming. I'll find something else to keep my interest. I didn't take the PS5. It'll be really hard for me to find my joy in it after all this. I thought I would marry Liz. We were college sweethearts and we were happy. Now everything is broken, just like my PS4, and so I would rather not be reminded of that anymore. For now, I'm just going to be alone for a while and figure things out. I believe that everything will work out in the end, as long as I keep myself honest and hardworking. Well, OP, I'm so sorry your relationship is over, but I think you're taking the right decision for you. The key to me is that you said you can't trust her anymore. And to me, and like I've said in some of my videos, trust is a key component to love. So I guess that's it. In any case, all the best in the future and thank you for sharing. And now let's move on to the next post. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.